A week into my pilgrimage, I come upon a monastery. As I walk up the drive and through the iron gate, I notice right away that the neat stone walls and floral landscaping stand in stark contrast to the barren wilderness outside. The monks here at this outpost are committed to hospitality, and they welcome me in as a brother. More accurately, they welcome me as they would welcome Jesus himself. I join with this small Christian enclave of silent spiritual soldiers in the daily office of praying the Psalms. In this simple and yet beautiful setting, I join in the work of worship and intercession with the score of brothers here. Together, we chant literally dozens of psalms every day, and soon I fall into rhythm with the spirits of the psalmists of old. At first, I am taken aback by the psalms, especially the evening psalms. Mixed in with powerful words of faith-filled praise are painful cries of doubt and tears. Over and over, the psalmist is crying out to the heavens, shouting at his enemies, railing against God's inactivity, pleading for attention. Repeatedly, he asks God to come against his enemies and slay them, trap them, punish them. Songs of praise, I understand. I've sung these positive verses out of the Psalms for years. But enemies? What is happening here? And what does it have to do with my own pilgrimage? Why am I so uncomfortable with these prayers and at the same time so comforted by them? It's not Christian to even have enemies, much less to pray against them. Do I, in fact, have enemies? Sure enough, I guess I do. There are people who oppose me, people who have failed me, people who have beaten me and left me for dead. Since becoming a follower of Christ, I've spent my conscious energy trying to think of everyone as a friend for so long that I haven't recognized the depth of my own pain. Even more, I have enemies inside me, and I've been very much defeated by them in recent months. I have felt neglected, overworked, and underappreciated, to the point of wanting to quit, or to write a long, sharp memo to someone, I don't know who. I've nursed my hurt in private. I rehearse the wrongs done to me, even in prayer. While worshiping, I piously ignore the pain, trying desperately to feel close to God while this inner turmoil rages on. Poor me. It is good to know that others have wrestled with the same emotions as mine many generations ago, but they have been far more honest about their turmoil than I have been up to this point. Can I learn to be so brutally honest in my prayers? Can I choose to overlook being overlooked? Can I choose to run to the lowest rung, the humblest seat, the least position? God, forgive me for seeking earthly glory for my heavenly service of all things. Destroy my enemies of jealousy, covetousness, and selfish ambition, for they are always with me. Let me see life again. Let me choose to be neglected, to be wronged, to forfeit my worldly rights, to be crucified, to die to my pride. Let me choose to be lowly and even despised, to serve all people for the sake of the gospel, not my own sake. Deliver me from myself. Now, as the brothers recite the commandments, something jumps out at me. Covetousness, my strongest foe. I crave fame, significance, respect, and recognition. I long to be appreciated and honored, and when I get it, I only want more. Man's praise is probably my greatest, most secret temptation. The sin of coveting is probably mentioned more often in the New Testament than the other 9 commandments, but it is the least mentioned commandment in the contemporary American church. Covetousness has kept me from learning to really serve others. I've never prioritized my life around service to others. I pursue my priority, my projects, and I recruit others to help me do my thing. but I am the center of my own universe. This is my demon. It is my enemy, and we are only beginning to do battle. Like the psalmist, I'm surrounded by my enemies, even as I am in the midst of praise. Covetousness is that fox that steals into the arbor to eat the grapes in my relationship with Jesus. I must turn my jealousy and covetousness toward God. I long for the living God. I need to be consumed by zeal. My heart must faint with longing for Him. First love. All of the members of the body are important. All are needed, including the ones that require special modesty. If one part suffers or is honored, then all the other parts are part of it. Why does it matter to me whether or not I happen to be the honored part, if I am one body with the others? Jesus, teach me to take you seriously in honoring others above myself. Let me give others the honors that I long for myself, and in that way to share in your body's glory. The unforgiving servant was unwilling to forgive a trifle against him. It made him angry to be wronged because he forgot that he had been forgiven himself. In the same way, can I acknowledge that I am unworthy, that I am nothing, that I am the recipient of undeserved grace? Do I somehow think that I can continue to carry my earthly pride into heaven? In the kingdom, the way up is down. If I want to be first, best, highest, have the seat of honor, then I must pay the dues of a lifetime of humility and service. A lifetime. Not 2 months of programmed servanthood while harboring selfish, haughty thoughts and then boasting of my work under the pretext of praying for those I served. Not even several years of delayed gratification, all the while hoping my turn will come. A lifetime of thinking first of others. A lifetime. A lifetime of upstarts and achievers who will overshadow me and then in turn be forgotten in the glory of another. And another. After all, yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory, not mine or theirs. Lord, I really want to get this, to conquer this enemy of your will. I am your servant. Let me see you when I see others, and let me love them as deeply as I claim to love you, without a thought for me. Jesus, God Himself, preferred to call Himself the Son of Man. Not just a man, but the son of a sinful soul He had come to redeem. Amazing love. With some fear, I confess my newfound enemy to the abbot. He listens and then invites me to walk outside to the garden and visit the monks' graves. As we walk, the abbot nods his head toward the simple crosses and says, "This is what it's all about. Learn something here." When a man who delights in hearing himself speak gives me advice, it holds only a little weight with me. But this man only permits him to say 2 sentences a day other than in prayer, and he has used them both on me. I want to latch hold of every word. He says, this is what it's all about. So I set my heart to learn. He leaves me as I approach one particular gravesite. I kneel to read it. A simple white cross with a bronze plate. Brother Sebastian Monahan died May 21, 1968. That's all that's left of Sebastian. No children, no heritage, no title, no books, just obscurity. That's the end of all of us, really. We live, we die. Soon, no one remembers us much. Am I okay with that? I want to leave a mark, to make a difference. I want honor. In truth, I've already received much honor, many words of encouragement, many outpourings of appreciation, but none has been satisfying enough for me. Today's word of encouragement fades in tomorrow's discouragement. That's the thing about covetousness. It is never satisfied. I suppose sexual or drug addictions are easy to identify, but how do you diagnose an addiction to self? Like the grave, the eyes of man are never satisfied. Maybe I have stopped hearing from God because I've been listening for the wrong thing. I wonder, have I worked to hear "well done" from the wrong master?